Initial requirements. In this video, we will discuss the initial requirements for the nitron cold draft countertop dispenser and the tools needed for proper installation. Before beginning the installation process, ensure you have the following tools available to you: a large adjustable wrench for tightening the pressure regulator to the nitrogen tank, small and medium adjustable wrenches for connecting the gas line to the machine, a flathead screwdriver, a tall plastic graduated cylinder up to 250 milliliters, a 5/16 nut driver or socket to tighten the tapper handle, to assist with measuring the bricks of product out of each dispense station. Also, ensure that you have the proper site requirements to set up the Nitron 2 cold draft countertop dispenser. This machine is designed for indoor use only, and the counter location for the machine must be able to support 150 pounds of weight from the machine. The counter space should be completely level and large enough, with a minimum clearance of 6 inches at the back and top of the dispenser for proper air circulation. The cold draft dispense dimensions are 10 inches wide by 28.4 inches deep by 34 inches high. Avoid placing the machine where it will be subject to direct sunlight or exposed to other external heat sources. The environment the dispenser is placed in should be of a temperature no more than 75 degrees Fahrenheit and up to 45% relative humidity. Plumbing requirements. Here we have the plumbing requirements for the Nitron cold draft countertop dispenser machine. The dispenser must be connected to a filtered water source with an operating pressure between 30 and 90 psig. This water source must produce a minimum flow rate of 2 fluid ounces per second. A shutoff valve should be installed in the line that will supply the dispenser. If using a water filter, it should be installed as close as possible to the inlet of the machine, but downstream of the shutoff valve. You will need at least 18 inches of an FDA-approved flexible beverage tubing before the dispenser will facilitate movement to clean the countertop. Funomatic does not recommend the use of saddle valves to install the dispenser due to the size and shape of the holes made in the supply lines that may restrict water flow. If the water pressure is below 30 dynamic psi pressure, a booster pump is required at the water line. When installing a water filter and a booster pump, install the water filter between the booster pump and the machine. Nitrogen gas hookup. Nitron cold draft countertop dispenser requires a nitrogen high pressure tank prior to the installation, which should be provided by the customer. There must be sufficient space for the cylinder, and it should be properly secured with a stand or chain to comply with local safety codes. This external nitrogen source will be connected to the back of the dispenser. This consists of a primary nitrogen regulator and 6 feet high-pressure gas line assembly. If the customer is supplying their own regulator, the regulator should have a working pressure of up to 130 psig. At least 6 feet of dedicated nitrogen gas tubing line is required to connect the nitrogen regulator to the machine. This tubing must be rated at least 120 psig and requires a 1/4 FFL fitting at the end of the line. Setup instructions. With all the necessary requirements met, you may begin setting up and assembling the Nitron cold draft countertop dispenser. Begin by ensuring that the dispenser is properly connected to a filtered water source and turning that water source on. Next, connect the nitrogen source to the dispenser, but do not turn on the nitrogen supply or open the tank's valve until specified. With the nitrogen source connected, connect the LED lighting from the door cover to the door. Once the lighting is connected, use the 5 mounting screws provided with the dispenser to install the door. With the door installed, Connect the switches from the handle set to the wire harness on the door. Now install the handle set using the 2 screws on the bottom side of the handles. Finish by snapping the plug into the hole beneath the handles. Before continuing, confirm that the dispense switch located in the upper right corner of the open door is in the off position. Take caution when working with electrical components. Improper electrical installation will damage electronic components. An electrician must provide electrical services as specified. Using a voltmeter, check the voltage and the color coding of each conductor at the electrical source. After checking the conductors, plug the dispenser into a 120-volt power source. Once the machine is plugged in, set the dispense switch to the on position. The water bath will fill automatically when the dispenser is provided power and water. Now that the machine is powered on, there will be a flashing red LED light at the top center of the door's artwork. This light indicates that there is currently no nitrogen coming into the dispenser. Do not open the nitrogen tank valve until instructed to do so. While the water bath is filling, remove the drip tray and splash panel. Turn the water bath pump compressor switch to the on position. It will take a full 4 hours to build the ice bank required for optimal dispenser performance. During this time, some further trickling from the water bath into the drip tray is expected due to expansion caused by the ice bank formation. You should now install the dispense nozzles and drip tray. The nozzle with the stout insert goes in the left dispense station. Now load the product into both dispense stations. Prime each side with product by pulling the tapper handle until you see concentrate flowing from the dispense nozzle. After you have a flow of concentrate coming from the dispenser, fill a cup at each station. Check the bricks of the drinks by using the graduated measuring cylinder and going through the total dispense ratio method. You can also use the brick dispense test process. You may need to calibrate the machine based on the results of your tests. The first dial, the leftmost potentiometer on the board, will adjust pump speed for the left dispense station. The second dial from the left will adjust pump speed for the right dispense station. You should start with the pump dial set to the 9 o'clock position. From there, adjust pump speeds to achieve the desired bricks target of the product. Turn on the nitrogen gas supply by opening the valve on the tank and setting the tank's output pressure to 125 psig. For best drink consistency and nitrogen infusion, the nitrogen supply pressure to the machine should be set to 125 psig and maintain plus or minus 10 psig. You should now have a properly installed machine with a nitrogen gas supply. From here, dispense a drink on the left side dispense station to prime nitrogen into the system. Dispense a 12-ounce drink and let the foam settle. If necessary, recheck the bricks reading and adjust by turning the product dial. Finally, reinstall the splash panel. The dispenser will take between 4 to 6 hours to completely build the ice bank and may need adjustments to bricks and foam after the dispenser has reached its optimal cool down.